Hello there, fellow collectors. I am really excited to review and showcase these new USB LED Saber blades from Fulcrum Customs. Huge shout out to Fulcrum Customs for sending me these sabers for review. I'm going to be giving my honest thoughts on the product and giving you some information that will allow you to make a good informed decision and know exactly what you're getting with this product. So let's just jump right into it. As you can see here, this is through Fulcrum Customs eBay store, and you have the single blades, which are available for $99.95 plus shipping. And then you have the double blade saber kit, which you will save $10 if you go that route on a separate listing. And for everyone right now, you can use the 10% off code Fandom10 listed at the bottom left corner of this video to save 10% off your order. So basically, you're going to be all in on one saber at about $100 shipped. Another really nice thing is this seller is located in the US, so the shipping cost is like $4 to $6 per saber. So you save quite a bit on shipping versus going with an international seller where you have to pay a decent chunk of money just to get it shipped to you, which really elevates the price. This seller also offers light kits, so battery replacement USB kits. I have a bunch of these from this seller and they are awesome, so you don't have to worry about using dummy batteries. And also this Fandom 10 code works on those light kits. So starting off with the box here, you get this simple black box that is labeled, so if you buy multiple, you'll know exactly what saber you're getting. I think this is a really nice presentation of the product, very simple. And then inside the box, the blade and the wire together are wrapped inside of this bubble wrap. And then you have this plastic container that holds the instruction sheet and the wire that plugs into the saber and then into a USB port. Here's just a quick shot of the instruction sheet that shows how to install it. This is so easy to install. One of the things I love about this is this saber blade plugs directly into the Hot Toys hilt without any modification. Here is what it looks like out of the box. So you have the LED saber blade and then you have the wire. If you want, you can also plug this wire from the saber blade into the Hot Toys box. However, you are limited in brightness for the Hot Toys power box. You will get more brightness out of this saber if you use the included USB cable. I recommend using the USB cable. And then here's a shot of it showing connected into the USB wire. Very simple connection. Plug and play, very easy. So here is showing how to install this into your hilt, and I think this really is one of my favorite aspects of the product. You do not have to modify your Hot Toys hilt in order to install the product. You simply take the blade, insert it into the base of the hilt, and it is installed. Very easy. I love the simplicity of this. And then you have a black wire that's very easy to conceal for your figures. And I want to mention at this point that some of the blades don't fit perfectly snug into the base of the hilt, but this is a very simple fix. You take a piece of Scotch tape and you wrap it around the base, and then you just cut off the excess. This will make it fit a little bit more snug into the hilt. So keep this in mind. It may be loose initially. Some of them are not, but it depends on what blade you buy. And here is the final product with it lit up. This thing is awesome. I think the brightness is on point and looks good with other figures that are lit up in the case, which I'll talk about and showcase a little bit later on in the video. But overall, I am very happy with the brightness. So here are the various colors as well. They're painted with a gloss paint, which I think looks really nice when they're off. This doesn't matter too much to me because really my case lights aren't on unless my sabers are on as well. But they do look nice when they are off. And here's a photo of all of them lit up. And like I said, I am really happy with the brightness. One thing about these that I do want to mention, and I'm going to show a few different clips here of the different colors, is that these LEDs have a light and a dark side, no pun intended. So that makes it so one side of the blade is brighter than the other. I think this is really important to know if you're going to be buying this product. You're not going to have full 360 degree same brightness illumination. For me, this is not a big deal. I think this is a very small thing because in your display, you face the bright side towards the front of the case and the dark side is towards the back of the case. You simply rotate the blade in the hilt, which is really nice because it's movable. So it's very easy to position it to where you only see the brightest aspect of the blade. So I wanted to have full transparency on that. And also the seller is looking into ways to try to make incremental changes or tweak the paint to get this illumination more uniform. But either way, I just wanted to be, again, fully transparent about that so that you know exactly what you're getting in regard to uniformity with the lighting. And then real quick here, I just wanted to showcase the two Ahsoka blades. The bottom one is plugged in via the USB cable, and then the top one is plugged into the Hot Toys box. It is a little difficult to see. It was hard to capture on the camera, but you can see the bottom one is brighter. I would say in person, it definitely looks brighter than in the picture. But again, I would recommend you use the USB cable that's included versus plugging this into the Hot Toys power box. But that is an option if you want to go that route. Another cool thing is if you buy a dual blade set, like for Ahsoka or Darth Maul, you get this 2-in-1 connector for the USB cable. So it's one USB plug-in port for both sabers together, which I think is really nice. Then one last minor thing I want to mention is due to the nature of these having the wire exit at the base of the blade, there is a small dark spot where it exits the hilt. This is something the seller is working on potentially trying to tweak slightly, but again, you can really only see this if you are really up close to the blade itself. So overall, again, just a really small thing that is not a big deal to me personally. Now it's finally time to showcase these on all of their corresponding figures. This Ahsoka looks so good. It's one thing seeing these lit on a table, but then once you get them into a case under some really nice case lighting, it just really amplifies the effect, and I just think it looks so good. And if you've been following my channel, you know that my cases are MODUSPACE cases, and I think the lighting in these cases really showcases the brightness and the lighting of these sabers well. There's a really nice balance. And next up we have this Balin orange, and this just looks so sick. Guys, if you have not gotten into the Ahsoka line, you are missing out. It is one of my favorite lines that I have. But anyways, Balin is looking amazing. Next up, we got Darth Revan, and this is personally one of my favorite figures to have sabers lit up. This just looks awesome, and it's really nice having the black wires because you can hide them really easily in his outfit, so it's a really clean look, and this just looks so badass in the case. I love this look so much. And I cannot wait to get one for Starkiller as well. Next up, we have my favorite version of Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi, and just my favorite look for Luke ever. But this is a must. If you have Luke, you have to get this green, in my opinion. And then I just wanted to show this picture with Luke and then the Return of the Jedi Vader, as well as C-3PO with his eyes lit up, because I think these lights all look really cohesive together in the case. The sabers aren't too bright to the point where they just overpower those other lights, and it just looks really clean all together in one case if you have multiple figures. So like I mentioned, I think this one is a must, and I cannot wait to get the Return of the Jedi Vader saber lit up as well. Very iconic, one of the best lightsaber battles in Star Wars, and one for me, like I said, is a must to have both of those. And you already know I had to save the best for last, my GOAT, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I wanted to showcase this on the Clone Wars Obi-Wan. This is a personal grail of mine, and I just think this looks so good. I waited forever to have a properly lit up saber for this guy, and it does not disappoint. And one other really nice thing about Obi-Wan is his armor conceals the wire really well. So I have the wire threaded through his forearm and upper arm armor, and then it goes down the back so you can't see it. I actually looped it into his belt as well. So really nice to be able to conceal that for a really clean look. And then here's just a really quick video. And yeah, this one just makes me really happy to finally have, like I said, a proper saber for this figure. Oh, and then here is one more video because Obi-Wan is the GOAT. So to wrap up my thoughts, some of the big selling points for this is you don't have to buy another hilt. Your current hilt does not require any modifications, and also you can use some of these colors with other figures if the blades are compatible, which is really nice. If you're a photographer and you like taking pictures, you can buy one color and swap it between characters. This works with both the USB cable or the Hot Toys power box. Like I said, that USB cable allows for increased brightness, which I prefer. And then all in, you are right around $100 shipped, which I think is just a great price point when you compare it to some of the other LED sabers out there, especially when you have to buy from the United States from an international seller, and that ups the price by 30, potentially 40% more of what you're going to be paying. I think you get diminishing returns in a sense, where this is going to provide you the best value. I truly believe that. And then a couple of points of feedback that I gave the seller that he is going to be actively working on are lessening the dim area at the base of the blade where it connects to the hilt, and then improving potentially the illuminated paint appearance and the LED uniformity. And then I just want to reiterate that these are really small things. I don't really think it takes away from the product that you're getting, but this seller is willing to take in feedback and hopefully improve the product incrementally if possible. That pretty much wraps up my thoughts, and I just wanted to show the Fulcrum Custom store again. You can find the link to his store in the description below, and then don't forget to use the 10% off code FANDOM10, which works on the Saber blades as well as the LED light kits that he does, and the code is also unlimited use. And then if you haven't, please consider becoming a channel member and joining the fandom, where you get access to a bunch of cool perks, and also the diehard tier of the channel membership gets an exclusive 15% off code to the Fulcrum Customs eBay store. Thank you so much for watching this review. If you are a Star Wars fan, I think you will be really happy with this product. I plan on getting many more of these sabers for my collection. Please, on your way out, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and then ring that notification bell so that you don't miss any new incoming content. And then please leave a comment down below letting me know what you think of the product or if you have any questions. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, collect carefully.